Greetings and welcome to Let's Play Tiggy with an X and food in her afro. At least somebody is actually listening to my requests and I got a little drawing of Tiggy with an X running around with an X, and I really like it. I really like it. The Nyanu person, fan, viewer, pretty sure she's quite happy right now, mentioned that she actually made a little drawing, a little doodle, let's call it like that, of Tiggy, and I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy. She also submitted so far 3 pictures for my poor blank wall competition, in case anybody remembers that. Anyways, you may have realized there haven't been that many new videos out this week, mostly because I'm busy cat sitting. A friend slash co-worker of mine is gone on vacation, and she asked me, well, no, she didn't ask me, I offered her to, well, look for her cats while she and her boyfriend are off on vacation. And I was like, hey, if you need someone who looks after the cats, I'm on it. And she's like, oh, that's awesome. And yeah. If you would actually follow me on Facebook, like I asked the last time, you may see pictures of the cats. A nice little mix of, I don't know what, called Cookie. She is really, really cute. And a Persian cat named Bella. She was called Bella before Twilight. A really nice cat. Looks kinda... she looks kinda aristocracy, as you may say, or really like ladylike. I really like her, how she always looks. So this is kind of keeping me a little bit busy. So usually before work or after work, depending, I drive to her. She's not that far away from work, which is, well, mostly why I offered it. It doesn't really bother me that much. So, but I have to say, it's quite impressive that 2 little things like that can produce on shit. Holy fucking God. Ooh, so little cats, so huge piles of crap. Holy hell. Anyways, yeah, so I'm don't really have that much time to record Let's Plays. Sure, you may argue, oh, you are recording now, vlog, why couldn't you? Shut up. Vlogs are kinda different than Let's Plays, so it's okay, it's okay. About my last 2 Dungeon Master parts, I don't know what went wrong there. I really don't know. Perhaps my recording software really loses a lot of frames after some time. Usually I don't record that long. And I couldn't fix it. That's the main problem. I had a desync on Rogue Legacy, a big desync, and I always fixed that with Virtual Dub. I kind of started getting into Virtual Dub when I was recording Might and Magic 7. Somebody told me that I have a pretty bad desync, and he usually downloads the videos and fixes it himself so he can enjoy them. And he kind of told me, yeah, use Virtual Dub, do this and that, and I was like, okay. I tried it out. It worked for Wizardry. Wizardry, Might and Magic. I have to do this for Neverwinter Nights, and I had to do this for Rogue Legacy. For some reason I couldn't do it for the Dungeon Master Let's Play. It always mentioned a memory overflow error and crashed. Same settings, same recording settings, same compressing settings, same syncing settings, and it just crashed. It may be because of the video size. Usually I only do this for 1 hour parts. I don't know. The WAR file of Dungeon Master is about as big as one Rogue Legacy episode, so I don't know if this is... and that's the main problem. I'm doing this Let's Play stuff now for almost 4 years. More than 4 years. God. Damn. Anyways. I've been doing this Let's Play stuff for almost 4 years now. I started with debut, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce this. And I chose my settings. At the beginning, I really compressed down the video files to 80 megabytes of data. I don't even remember the tool I used for that. It was something automatic. I could queue all of the videos and just go, and overnight it queued them. I had to do this because of my really shitty internet connection at the time. It took me 8 hours to upload my 4 videos, 80 megabytes. So it really pissed me off if for some reason it kinda didn't upload overnight, because then I couldn't use the internet for almost the whole day. Because surfing, well, I was doing my bachelor thesis at the time, so I had to work on the internet. I was doing my bachelor thesis at the time, and so I was using the internet, and it was uploading, and it was slow, and it pissed me off, and la la la. So I used the boot, whatever, and the other software. And I couldn't record sound and voice at the same time, because it was still my laptop, and I didn't really have a good sound card. Then I bought the external sound card that sometimes fucked up and made me sound like Robocop. And then I finally got my PC, and I got a new sound card in it, and I could record voice and sound at the same time. What I want to say was that, even though I'm a Bachelor of Computer Science, I have no idea about media stuff. I don't care for media stuff. I am not someone who knows which codec does what, which is good for compressing, because I never needed that. Since I started recording Let's Plays, I kinda had the same settings. The only thing I'm switching between each Let's Play, or not really between each Let's Play, but between a lot of Let's Plays, is the recording size of the screen capture part I'm recording. That's why I put all of my videos into a window, all of my games into a window, and if I can't do this, I can't record it. That kinda cuts me off from a lot of good games, but so far I can't complain. I still have a lot of games to Let's Play, and if I run out for some reason, then I may decide to finally buy, I don't know, Fraps or something like that. Even with my Dazzle, I didn't really have that much problems. I had a few problems getting it to run, but I fixed that. It wasn't that hard. But yeah, I'm just not interested in codecs. I'm not interested in the best way to compress video files, because I never needed it. What games am I playing? I am playing 20-year-old DOS games most of the time. I am playing 10, 15-year-old Super Nintendo games most of the time. A few Nintendo games most of the time. I don't need HD graphics. I don't need I don't know. Usually I don't need to compress things because there is no desync in the videos, and I never bothered with that. That's one of my, I don't want to say traits, but that's kind of what makes me myself. I don't bother with things that do not interest me. I have really, really crappy common knowledge. Usually I was crosswords. No idea. I don't know what's the capital of some African state because I do not care. I just do not care. They may change 5 times per week. As long as it doesn't bother me from my home to my workplace, on my workplace, or I don't know. I don't give a flying fuck because I cannot change it. And yeah, so if this doesn't really interest or doesn't really, I don't know, have an impact on myself, I just don't give a flying fuck. This is smartphones. I have no idea about smartphones. I'm still using an old, I think, Sony Ericsson. A really old smartphone. My buttons slowly disintegrate. I don't know what if I write a short message. I know where the A, B, C, D, E, F and so is. I couldn't read it anymore because it's just gone. I'm stingy like that. I don't need a new smartphone. I don't need a smartphone. For what do I need a smartphone? All of my co-workers, colleagues, most of the time they are talking about the newest smartphones. Oh, there's a new smartphone coming out. Blah, 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 blah. I don't give a flying fuck. This changes like every week. And yeah, that's the main reason why I just don't bother with stuff like codecs or something, because it doesn't really bother me. I found a good solution. It works for me. I'm happy. I tried my best to fix the last 2 Dungeon Master parts. It didn't work out. I don't care. I'm brutally honest with you. I just don't care. I could sit down and re-record the 4 hours. I doubt anybody will want to see that because I wouldn't know what I would talk about. I talked about 4 hours and then I have to do the same again with the same stuff. I don't want to do this. If I click on the attack button and the swish sound happens like 2 seconds later, I guess you have to live with that because I just can't fix it. I just can't. I try my best to have a okay balance of quality and quantity. I can say I'm usually a humble person, so I don't clap my own shoulder all the time, but I can say that I have a okay or a kind of above average quality in videos. A lot of people told me that my Might and Magic videos looked really crisp, really good. It helps if you play in the native resolution. I saw other Let's Plays of Might and Magic 3 and woo, if you love pixels, then you will enjoy this Let's Play. If you don't, then I suggest you look for someone who cares for the resolution. Yeah, so that's kind of like, this is kind of a trait of myself. It drove my mother insane because she's someone who loves geography. She just loves geography. She knows where every little lake, river, puddle of water, how it's called. She knows. I don't care. I couldn't tell you 5 rivers flowing through Germany. I don't know if there are even 5 rivers in Germany because I just do not care. But I can tell you a lot about coding standards, coding styles, refactoring. I can tell you about software quality management, I can tell you about software engineering, I can tell you about software architecture, I can tell you about everything that has with generating software. I can tell you a little bit about different coding languages or programming languages, about development engines. What was the shortcut for this again? I have a total blackout. IDEs, yes, like NetBeans or Eclipse. I can tell you a little bit about that, because that's my job. That's what gives me food on the table. So I am up to date with that. I am not up to date with smartphones, because I know people who know about smartphones because they love getting into that. So I know if I want to buy a smartphone, I go to this person, I ask him, can you tell me what's the newest smartphone? I have these 3 things it should cover. And then he will give me a few smartphones and tell me, yeah, here, take them. Buy one of these, that's good. I'm like, okay, thank you. It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same with reading books. I am not a casual book reader or reading books for leisure. I have read 4 books in my life. Lord of the Rings 1, Lord of the Rings 2, Lord of the Rings 3, and The Seventh Guest. 4 books. Casual books. Because when I sit down and start reading, I bought the Conan saga. Every short story of Conan. I bought the Murder in the Orient Express. I bought, or somebody got me this book. I bought the first book of the Horus Heresy of Warhammer 40k. I bought the English collection of Song of Ice and Fire. I don't know why I'm buying these books, because I'm not reading them. I usually sit down and start reading, and then I'm like, yeah, you could read a book about software engineering now. And that's what I usually do. The Pragmatic Programmer. Awesome book. I loved reading that. Code Complete. I still haven't finished it, but I love this book. Beautiful. Clean Code. That's the book I'm reading at the moment. It's interesting. That's what interests me. Beautiful code. I have a compiling book there. Algorithm book. And other books, all about software engineering. That's the stuff that interests me. That's what I'm reading these. If somebody asked me, did you read the newest, I don't know, this and that, I would say no. I never heard of that. I haven't read a Harry Potter. Why should I? I have to say, I think the main problem may be that... Did I read The Seventh Guest first? Or... No. I'm pretty sure I read Lord of the Rings first. And I know a lot of people will hate me for that. I am not saying that The Lord of the Rings is a bad book. I mean, you know what the implication of this book was. It's kind of the Bible for fantasy role-playing and stuff like that. But it is a really, really hard to read book. Because Tolkien loved to describe every little straw of grass, every leaf on a flower he described, and he wrote songs of the elves and stuff like that. This is pretty awesome. You don't have something like this nowadays. But it is really hard to read, especially if you're not really into reading. But I was like, I am a nerd, I have to read this. This would be like if you are the Pope and you never read the Bible or something like that. So it took me a long time because I was mostly reading it while waiting on my train when I was going to school. I have to drink. Another thing, I'm kind of lying. Or I didn't lie, I just forgot it. Another thing I did read quite a lot were some, we call them Groschenromane. No idea how you call this in English. Let me check this quick. Dict. No hit. Great. I don't know if you guys know John Sinclair. Ghost Hunter John Sinclair. Let's see, English? Oh, John Sinclair, German fiction. There is actually a Wikipedia. Let me put the name somewhere, show you the thingy. Whoop, whoop. There you go. John Sinclair. My dad had a huge, or still has, a huge collection of these novels. They are like, what was it, 80 pages long, small novels. And it's about a ghost hunter, that's like I said, so it was pretty awesome. I read quite a lot of these over the course of a day, because I'm not someone who, I don't know why. I don't know, perhaps I have some ADHD, minor ADHD or ADS or however you call it, I don't know. I just can't sit down and read a novel from beginning to end. I just can't. I don't know why. The thing is, I mentioned the CRPG addict in my Dungeon Master Let's Plays. And I could read a lot of his stuff. I could sit down and read entry upon entry of different games and how he started playing them, and another guy, he's called the Trickster. He does adventure games, kind of the same what the RPG addict does for CRPGs. The adventure game guy, the Trickster, is doing for adventure games. And one of the games he covered, he said he had like half a novel worth of, words. And I was just sitting down and reading. I couldn't get enough. Maybe because it interests me more than John Sinclair. Maybe because I like the style, or I don't know. A little bit tidbit about me. In case you were interested to know more about the guy behind the Let's Plays. I am not a reader. If I'm reading something, it is a book about software engineering, because that interests me more than Twilight or Harry Potter or the Conan Saga or the Horus Heresy. I think the main problem with the Horus Heresy is that I know how it ends. I mean, that's kind of the basis on how the whole Warhammer universe is built upon. Horus betrays the Emperor. Why should I read a book about this if I know what will happen? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know why. I just can't sit down. I don't know. Perhaps I'm... I guess I'm just not a story interested in stories. I'm more interested in making my own stories than reading about others. I guess that's it. Perhaps that's why I'm enjoying video games a lot more. Because I can, yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. It drove my mom crazy, I can tell you that. Because she's really into reading. She loves reading. She reads all day. Either she's reading or playing Dr. Kawashima's brain thingy game with the pills, kind of like the Dr. Mario whip-off. She played a lot of Tetris when I got my Game Boy, and Shanghai on the Amiga. That's kind of stuff she enjoyed. So now you know more about my mother, if you want to know about that. I don't know. Going from why I don't care too much for video compressing to what games my mother played. That's a huge jump there. That's I don't know what else to talk about. Like I said, I just don't. I guess if it's easy to make, then I don't mind compressing. I don't mind it for Rogue Legacy because I just had to do a little bit of fiddling around with virtual dub, but I just don't care enough to really get into virtual dub, because the time I spent there I could invest in something else, and even if it's just playing a game to cool down, to cool off, or code something. As stupid as it may sound, I really enjoy coding. I really enjoy programming. That's kind of what I enjoy. I enjoy making new stuff, sitting down, writing down an architecture. And I have something planned for Gilvin, to code for her. I already made a design document. I'm not talking about what it will be about. And she knows what's it about. I told her it's kind of like my birthday gift for her. I just have to finish it. Started. I wrote on the design document. I sent it to her if this is actually something that may work out, but she hasn't replied to it yet. She's really busy at the moment. But yeah, that's kind of stuff I enjoy more. I wish I could sit down and make my own game, for example. The main thing that hinders me is that to create a game you'd need more than just your left side of the brain. I'm pretty sure I can make a pretty good game based on numbers, and I don't know. I am not an artistic person. Totally not. The Let's Play thing, I think, is the height of my... I don't know if... I know a lot of the left brain, half right brain, half theory is done and gone, and it's wrong, or I don't know. Well, at least that's what I heard. But I don't know if being funny is more creative or logical. I don't know. I guess the only the one little smidge that's alive on the right half of my brain is my funny area. I don't know. I can't draw. I can't make music. I can't make sounds. I can't make a good-looking website. I can make a functional website. I can make a website that works, but it will look horribly ugly. I can... Yeah, that's kind of it. I just can't draw, and that's the main reason why I haven't sat down yet to make my own game. Because if I start it, I kind of want to finish it. That maybe I still have to read that book about being an introvert, and I think it kind of has to do also with being an. Somebody sends me messages on Facebook. Where was I? Oh yes, I think I read this in the book about introvert, being an introvert, and that introvert people tend to not start stuff they know they will probably not finish because of how our brain works differently. I mean, why should I sit down to create a game now if I know, yeah, I will not finish it because I can't draw. I could, of course, ask people to, if you want to draw me some sprites or something like that, but that's not what I want. If I want to make my own game, I want to make the game. I did buy a book about how to draw, drawing tutorials, and perhaps I will sit down one day and, well, get into it. The main problem, I'm lazy as fuck. I'm lazy. I'm too lazy to learn something new. I don't know. To learn a new skill or something. I don't know. It's totally horrible. Totally horrible. I really have to get around that somehow. Like, I don't know. So lazy. Oh, 1 second. Talking about lazy, I think it's good if I announce it now, so I kind of have the pressure of actually doing it. I will most likely, unless something terribly, horribly happens, make a new cooking cat video this weekend. I found an interesting recipe for protein bars, and since I'm getting into that, I'm not working out at the moment, mostly because of the weather. Also, I really cut down my calorie intake, and I also felt like this was putting quite a lot of stress on me and my body. I had a pretty stressful time the last months, work and stuff like that. So doing the workout, it didn't really help me. I am not an athlete. That's the thing. I know a lot of people who are like, yeah, I can work out now. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. And it really helps. It doesn't help me. It is exhausting for me. So it put a huge strain on me and my body, and I really, really felt, I didn't felt good. Even though I wasn't overworking, but I was really stressed. It raised my stress level. And that's why I kind of stopped doing it now, especially now that I really cut down on my calorie intake. I'm still going back, I went back to the ketogenic diet, so eating less than 30 gram carbs per day. But I got down to like 1,800 calories, 200 gram of protein every day, so I don't lose the little bit of muscles I gained while working out. And I did gain. My arms feel kind of, a little bit harder than before. I am not running around like Schwarzenegger, so I just sound like him. So I have 200 gram of protein, at maximum 30 gram of carbs, and I think 50 gram fat or something like that to get to the 1,800 calories. 2 times 4 is 800. 30 times 4 is 120. What was the first? 920. And the rest is divided by 9. That's the amount of fat I intake. A little bit more fat than 50. Or? No, more. Anyways, I'm not good at calculating in my head. I should make a stream where just people ask me questions, because I usually run out of ideas on what to talk about, even though I've been talking now for half an hour. What else would I want to talk about? I made a status update again on Facebook, and I mentioned that it is really hard for me at the moment to make vlogs and not talk about feminist frequency, aka Anita Sarkeesian. I really have to back down on that, and I started talking about her once in a vlog. It was a pretty long vlog, and I scrapped that vlog. My main problem is, how do I say it? I have to be diplomatic about this. I don't want to hurt people. I know that I make some crude jokes from time to time, but I do my best to not touch certain topics. And it really hurt me when some, let's call her hardcore feminist, I don't have any contact with her anymore, so I don't know why we bother, but she told me that my videos are really sexist against women, because I use the word bitch so often. And I thought about that. I sat down and thought about that. And I was like, what? The thing is, I don't know. I mean, I call some characters assholes. Is this now... I mean, you usually call only a guy an asshole. I mean, when was the last time somebody called a girl an asshole? Never happened. And you know, if somebody acts like an asshole, you know how this person acts. If he acts like an asshole. If I say, today I met a driver who acted like an asshole, then you may say, okay, perhaps he was closing on me too much, or he didn't allow me to switch lanes, or something like that. You know what it is. If I say a friend of mine acted like a bitch today, you may also know how she acts. Like she was perhaps a little bit moody, or I don't know. I don't see it as a... I just don't see it as too sexist. Calling anything a bitch. I mean, if I had a female dog, it would be a bitch. Does he look like a bitch? No. Why do you try to fuck him like one? And that's why I don't really want to talk about Anita Sarkeesian, because I don't want to hurt people. And like I said, it really hurt me when I got told that my videos are sexist towards women, and I was like, no, I don't want this. Then I have to say that 25% of my viewers are women, so I may not do something wrong. I think if I... Wait a second, I have to readjust my chair. When I check the people who liked my Facebook status, I can say, I think it was at least 25% of people who like my Facebook status are women. A lot of people who interact me on my videos are also women. So I guess I don't make anything wrong in that regard. If somebody... I don't know, it's just... I don't know, I just don't think that someone saying bitch all the time is too sexist. I mean, it's not like I'm just calling women that. It's a universal word for me. It may be because I don't know a lot of different. I call characters assholes, and I don't know. Perhaps it's because I just don't know that many swear words, to be quite honest. But I'm pretty sure I don't make anything wrong. One thing I don't say is the C word. At least I try my best. I think it slipped once or twice. And I also I think once, twice maximum, I said the R word. And that's kinda it. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I'm somehow sexist towards women in my Let's Plays? I don't know. Most of the time I have female characters in my party. Quite a huge time. Usually the funny thing is, even though I played a little bit more Rogue Legacy, and I think every kill of the final boss was with a female character. I know it is totally random, I just thought it's funny. I don't know. And that's the main reason why I just don't want to talk about Anita Sarkeesian, because you have to be really, really careful with your wording to not... I don't want to hurt people, like I said. I don't want to let anybody sits down, watches my video and feels horribly offended because I said something. And that's the reason why I just can't talk about this topic, because you have to carefully, really, really carefully choose your words to get the right impression. I just don't see myself as a sexist person. I know how I am. The funny thing is, and that really confused me, is the term benevolent sexism. If you are a guy and you prefer helping women more than you want to help guys, that's a benevolent sexist. Usually, in the older days, they were called, it was called chivalry. No, it's benevolent sexism. I don't know. And when I have to think about that, I know a lot of women. Most of my friends are female. Again, that's the funny thing. You're not allowed to say female, because female refers to animals. Okay, sorry. I have a few male friends too, so let's equal that out. I don't know. I hate political correctness. I have a lot of female friends. Oh, that's sexist. How dare you say women? I don't know. I have a lot of, women as friends. I'm not allowed to say female friends. And I mean, I guess that may be the reason why I prefer to help women more, because I just know more. But the car of a co-worker of mine, a good friend of mine, broke down. A guy. And I offered him to pick him up. If the co-worker with the two cats, if the genders were reversed, if he and his girlfriend would go on vacation, I would have offered him to look out for the cats too, because I just fucking love cats. It wouldn't have mattered if my co-worker is a guy or a girl. I just want to look after the cats. And I don't know. It didn't really hurt me. Getting told that I'm a sexist person because I use the word bitch in my videos. I think that's my main problem with Anita Sarkeesian and her videos. This putting everything on one pedestal and lowering the bar of what is sexist so low that everything is sexist. if you look at girl in the cleavage, that's sexist. That has nothing to do with biology, that's sexist. You don't do that. Or a woman looking at a guy that is running around shirtless. Yeah, that's okay, because, that's kind of what bothers me. And calling the Western world patriarchy, I hate this word, patriarchy. God, putting it on the same level and what's going on in the Middle East. I don't know. Of course there's sexism in the world. I'm not saying that there isn't. I'm also not saying that there is no sexism in video games. But today was quite funny. I was reading a few blogs about this topic. I guess that's the main reason why I just started talking about this. And there was one. Someone mentioned Lara Croft. Lara Croft is not a good female lead model because she's running around in skimpy outfits and she has big breasts. So if you have big breasts as a woman, you are not allowed to be a hero. Only small-breasted women are allowed. I mean, as stupid as it may sound, when I walk around and I kind of have, I don't want to say I Google at women all the time, like, but when I see how they dress up and stuff like that, I just don't see a huge difference between what Lara Croft is running around. I mean, she's an archaeologist. She's running around in Egypt. You don't run around with full body jeans and, I don't know, a pullover in Egypt. You just don't do that. She was running around. Oh, okay, you may say the first Tomb Raider, it was a little bit silly that she was running around in shorts on the Himalaya. I can understand it. If she made this point, I would say I agree with you. I agree with you that was silly. She should have run around with, well, kind of like where you run around when you're running around in the Himalaya. You don't go there with hot pants and a little t-shirt. But saying, but it wasn't Anita Sarkeesian, it was the blogger who was talking about it. And saying, she has big breasts, so that's catered to men. Okay, I'm sorry, biology. I know quite a lot of women who are pretty well equipped. I'm sorry, you are not allowed to be an adventurer because you have too huge, I don't know. That's kind of the thing that bothers me. To put everything on the scale of, I don't know, playing Tomb Raider is for, at least that's how I see it. That's how I interpret it. I'm pretty sure there are feminists out there who putting Tomb Raider on the same level as not allowing your girl to go out unless she only shows her eyes. That's kind of on the same level. There's a huge difference, for me at least. I don't know. I just don't know. Like I said, I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm pretty sure somebody will maybe be pissed now that was said. If yes, then sorry. I don't know if Queen of Headless is watching this. Hello, Kirby. She was, or is, well, I haven't really talked to her for quite a while. She was / is usually was my feminist to go, because I think I had to interact with 4, I think I mentioned this before, with 4 feminists so far. 2 were total nut jobs. 1 was Queen of Headless, 1 was Gaming Pixie. And I usually talk with the normal ones how they see things. And they kind of told me that, they are on the same level than I am. That there's a difference between calling someone a bitch and just punching them in the face. A huge difference. Some women even are proud if some guy calls them a bitch, because they know that they got under their skin. They know they really pissed them off, that they had to resort or something like that. I don't know. It just bothers me, this whole trope versus women thing. Instead of focusing on video games that are really sexy. I bought this game when I was younger. Oh, testosterone. Bing! Sex, Intrigues and Scalpels. I have no idea if this was sold anywhere outside of Germany. It was made by a German production company. Bing was a hospital simulator. You had to recruit staff like nurses and doctors. You had to build rooms, and then you had to treat patients. The thing with Bing is, it was real dirty. You could let your nurses strip to increase happiness on the patients in this room. If there's like, you recruited a nurse for the waiting room and then you just clicked it on her. It was kind of like with hand-drawn pictures. So there was really no animation in this game. Sometimes if you moved your mouse cursor somewhere, this kind of made a little bit reaction, but there was no real animation in there. So if you clicked on the nurse in the waiting room, she just lost all her clothes and showed her goods. That is sexist. You recruited nurses based on their breast size. That's sexist. Not Mario rescuing Peach 12 times. I don't see this as sexist. I just don't. Most of the time the genders are so interchangeable in video games. There are hard a few, perhaps, games where the gender of the main person really matters. Of course they could have made a video game called the Super Mario siblings with Mario and Maria or something. They could have done that. I don't know why they did it. Perhaps lazy. That's the thing, I just don't see them sitting there with twirling their mustaches. Yeah, we are excluding women from this game because we are evil. Of course there was it Remember Me? The game that got handed down because of a female protagonist, which I personally think is totally ridiculous to refuse playing a game like that. But I don't know. Is there a lack of strong female protagonists in a lot of AAA titles? I would say yes. Yes. The few titles that actually have a female lead, I have to say, it doesn't matter. A lot of people, and that's what I really, really don't understand, love the character of Gordon Freeman. A lot of people love the character of Gordon Freeman. Why? He doesn't say anything. There is no... I don't know. The characters are talking to him, but he never replies. Has he ever said one thing? I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know why they love Gordon Freeman. In my opinion, they could have put a woman in there. It doesn't matter. And that's what I also don't understand. A lot of people reply to Anita Sarkeesian, Portal had a female lead character named Cell. I wouldn't have known that if somebody had told me that. Does she say something in Portal? I played Portal 1. The only thing you hear her when she's dying. They could have put a guy in. It doesn't really matter. The gender's totally interchangeable. Same with Samus Aran. Before Metroid M, who cares? Okay, it was a woman. It could have also been a man. But there are also games like Mario, the great Gianna sisters. Of course it was a cheap rip-off, but it worked. It sold quite a few copies before they got sued, of course. I don't know. Perhaps that's, again, my personal opinion. I just do not care what gender the main character in a video game is. Most of the time, if I have the option, I usually play a female character. I can play with Chun-Li a lot better than with any of the guys in Street Fighter. Usually I only play female characters in World of Warcraft. I can't even tell you the reason, because I just like them more. I tried playing a male character. In my opinion, they look totally ridiculous. I just can't play a male character in an MMORPG. I never... Well, okay, not in recent years. I never run around in a skimpy outfit. Most of my characters, if I have the option, have a pretty normal looking outfit. Well, okay, perhaps let me look after my Death Knight. She has a pretty interesting... she has a pretty interesting mogging set. I hope I can show you this. You will see... Oh, well, I can live with that. Whoop! Can you see that? Let me put this on. Whoop! Yeah, that's kind of her outfit. I love the helmet. I didn't choose the breastplate because it shows her belly. I would have chosen a different chest plate, but I don't think they are full body covered chest plate that are golden. That's kind of the only sexy transmog set I have. I haven't really played World of Warcraft for quite some time. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't play a male character. I just think that they look silly and stupid. I hate them. Tauren. I played a male Tauren. That was okay. Almost 1 hour. Holy hell. Like I said, I see myself as a normal guy. I don't see myself as a sexist person. And it really hurt me when I got told that I am. The problem is nowadays I think everything makes you sexist. You somehow have to treat women with silken gloves, but you also not allowed because that's also sexist. I don't know. I just don't see myself. If somebody has the feeling from what I've just said or something like that, that I'm a sexist person, let me know. If you think my my Let's Plays are sexist, like I said, I try my best not to use certain words. I just don't see bitch as a pretty bad word. I think that's the problem. It's just words. The same person who told me that I'm sexist said I should use the word pansy instead of bitch, because that's kind of a flower and doesn't have the same impact, and it's just words. How does this work? If somebody calls me an asshole, I'm offended. If somebody calls me an arsehole, I shouldn't be offended because he meant the same but said a different word. If somebody calls everyone who's an asshole a Coca-Cola bottle, then I would be offended too if I know what he's talking about. Oh, you're acting like a Coca-Cola bottle today. Oh, hey, I'm offended. You just called me an asshole. No, I called you a Coca-Cola bottle. That's my supplement word for asshole. But I didn't call you an asshole. I didn't call you... I don't know. I think I can safely say, considering the huge amount of female viewers I have, that I'm not that a bad person. Then again, perhaps they all have internal sexism. That's another thing I learned when talking to these extreme feminists. I said, well, I have a lot of women friends, and they don't call me sexist. They laugh about my stupid jokes. Oh yes, they have internal sexism. That's kind of an easy way out to straighten your argument. Just dismiss every opinion from everyone else. Men have are not allowed to say something against your opinion because check your privilege. And women, on the other hand, are not allowed to say something against your opinion because they have internal sexism. Internal sexism. Is there internal racism too? Does this exist? I don't know. Is there some guy who says I am not allowed to be a manager because of my heritage or something like that? It's just so... I don't know. One thing I have to talk about this. I have to mention this because it really pisses me off. It was also in one of Anita Sarkeesian's videos, violence against women. And I also saw this in another video where somebody got offended by Red Dead Redemption. Then she said, oh yes, there's violence against women because you can break into a hotel room and kidnap a woman. You can do the same with guys too. That's what I don't understand. Why is it okay in a video game that you kill 500,000 of men, but if one woman gets attacked, violence against women. Violence against women. Solid Snake killed so many guys. Every guard is a man in Metal Gear. The Shadow guys there, the guys he fights in Metal Gear Solid 3, all men except Big Boss. But he kills Big Boss, a woman. The boss, sorry. He became Big Boss. He killed the boss, a woman. Violence against women. Okay, men are disposable, but you're not allowed to hurt women because it's violence against women. I don't know. That's one thing that pisses me off. I don't know. I just don't agree with her on such a fundamental level. I do agree that there are sexism in video games. I just don't agree with her with the results of that, because she acts like everyone who plays Mario turns into a wife beater. I've been playing video games my whole life. Since I went to kindergarten, I was running around the fields of home with 3 guys, Julian, Philip and Kevin. I defeated ninjas in Shinobi with a male character. I rescued princesses, sisters, siblings, and whatever. And it didn't really turn me out into someone who hates women. And that's the thing that really bothers me, that she puts people like that on one level. that you turn into this because of this and that, and I will stop this now because this goes on. If you want me to go in depth of this topic, let me know. Perhaps I will do a pure vlog of this. Let me know if you think I'm somehow a bad person. Give good examples, please, and don't troll. But like I said, considering I have quite a huge fan base of women, I don't think that I'm that bad person. Okay, you learned quite a lot about me in this vlog. I just wanted to say why I'm not really uploading videos at the moment. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And we will see each other soon. So take care and goodbye.